Hello, viewers, and welcome back to the show that you love. Yes, and I love as well. Unfortunately, today Malume is not around. That's why you see all these sad faces. But guess what? We still need to talk about these issues going on. My name is Barbara Matarise, and welcome to the Impromptu Show right here on Zimbabwe Daily, where we discuss everything social and everything social happening to anyone and everyone around the country and around the world. Let me introduce my guest for today. It's obviously the Makoti of the house. Makoti is here with Mia, and we have a new guest for today, and her name is. Yes. She's a bit shy, guys. She's a bit shy, but she's amazing. She is amazing. So today, our topic is we are going to laugh about it because it's serious. When I saw it yesterday, I was like, wangu ndipe phone number kana ndipe ma-directions ndimbonorova vanhu. Honestly,
Violence.
I'm not a violent person, but that's code for violence. Imagine. So I think all of us have been in the streets for a while. Kind of this video that was circulating of a 2-year-old caressing and a very old man's manhood Anza anonzi Munyaradzi Chaurayi or something like that. So that guy was being caressed by a 2-year-old. Ndadzika nayo nyaya zasi zasi. And then I got to find out because the mother knew, because this video was sent to her in May. Vakatumira video ne the alleged husband. Mwana wavo achikeresa the manhood of this guy. And in her comment after vatumira that video, vakati hanzi kanoda kurohwa. Kanoda zvinhu, kanoda kurohwa. Imagine, like, when I was following this live, auntie, ndakafila insulted. How could you say that? And the conversation yakatoenda on, auntie, tukuti kakura at 2 years.
How?
And the mother was responding to this message. So it happened like way back, May. It's only now that when she was being fought by this alleged husband, Nova Tumira Siswacho decided to take the matter further because it was disgusting. It was despicable. It didn't make sense. There were guys, how? And it's not the only case going on. There are so many cases about child abuse by very close family members. And I sit down here and wonder, what is the world turning into?
Sis B, nyaya yenyu yatondirwadzawo, but my question is, vanamai amucharwadziwe nekubereka here kana uchizoti kanoda kurohwa mwana wako yo 9 months, maybe wakatosonwa mastitch for that matter, utongoti kanoda kurohwa.
Imagine.
Like, seriously, what action are you putting ipapapo pekuti antinarufana kutosungisa munhu uyu because ari kuabuse mwana
at this time, at this moment, munhu izvezvi akuda kusungiswa ko zviye zvimwe zvaakaita zvausina kutaura
zvakatowanda apa vazotaura cause ivo ndo
vazoabuswa ivo, and sending it to the sister. She sent it to the sister and she said, keep it for who?
What?
Where is that? Why?
For what?
Keep it for. And this question, I was so disgusted and hurt to the point that I almost teared up, honestly. Because imagine, watakura mwana 9 months, mwana wako watakura 9 months, waita must teach by giving birth, and it's okay. It's okay that a future is being destroyed like that.
Why was she protecting this husband of hers? Why was she protecting? This is not a man. It's a beast. How can you protect a beast?
Ari kudyiwa, ari kubatwa nemwana ndiye akatora. The man took that video.
No one.
Watumirwa video ndo zvacho zvandiri kutaura Rose kuti how can you comment like that? Better urege kukomenta kana uchitya munhu zvekudaro.
Kana atotumira indi kutomhanya kupolisi. Ne-evidence. This is evidence.
And
100% evidence.
pane zvavari kuhaidha. There is
Yes.
more to this.
Yeah.
Because how can you do this to your own
In
child?
her defense,
Imagine.
in her defense, she says she was being abused by this guy. Saka hanzi reporter ku central and they've done nothing. Ndikati ninika ndaitozotorerwa.
Hey,
Hanzi-
it was yeka.
Eh.
Tinogona kuti maybe ndiye atanga achikunetsa murume uyu. But ko mwana
Personally,
problem yemwana
as I'm
ndeye.
looking at this tonight, I'm thinking, listen up. Fine, you're being abused. Central vana zvavari kuita. Auntie, that's a story for another day. We need to talk about how they ignore cases, important cases like this. You know, it's not good, but that's a story for another day. What we should talk about is Inini as a mother seeing that Hans, the person that I showed, Hans, my adult. Imagine somebody else's mother again said to her, hanzi vakati chingochengeta bhozi ukazoudza mwana anotorwa chichiri nani kuti mwana atorwe kana kuti mwana abuswe. Hanzi anotorwa nababa vake. What is better kuti mwana moyo wekubereka unotokudza kuti inini macurrent situations andiri kurarama nawo haasi kuita. Better my child goes somewhere where she's being treated. That's love. Yekuti hanzi ndoda kugara nemwana wangu anozotorwa achiabuswa hapana kana love apa.
Kutaura chokwadi munyako mwana uyu ane 2 years haambopa akasvikanga nezvitaura chokwadi.
And imagine the social because of social media, this thing is going to be kept.
Yes.
And it's going to haunt her for the rest of her life.
Imagine.
And why? Because you're an incompetent mother that gave birth while not wanting to. Even if you're being abused, I know of stories that women get abused. Variko kuti kurubu. Vaita hanzi ndairohwa nemurume ndikazomudzosera umwe musine poto akafa. Ari kudziraramira kuchikurubu. Saka yekuti mwana wangu ari kuabuswa ini vainochiwana chapasi. Vaisvika vachichinonga se-evidence. His men they would find it down.
Yeah, this is torture, Mnoziva. Not only to the child, but to all of us. Yes, some of us, we are not yet mothers, but we will be mothers. How can I let a 2-year-old?
I feel like people at some point take having kids for granted.
Yes.
They don't understand kuti kuna umwe munhu ari kukwira gomo right now. There is someone that is lacking sleep just because they want to have what you have. And iwewe, you have it, auntie, and you're taking it for granted at that. Aina ndisikuzinzwisisa. Chero zvikanzi ndiye munhu ari kukuchengeta ari kukupa. And it's not the only case unoziva Rose.
Anotoshanda, the lady anotoshanda kuratidza kuti ane capacity yekuzvichengeta iye nemwana wake vari 2. Why ari kuprotecta this beast yaari kuti husband yangu?
Monyaradzi kwauri ikoko, I wish to God you get and let justice must be saved. Justice must be saved. You should be an example of every other family member or spouse that is abusing children and taking advantage of it. You can't take advantage of a child. Variko vasikana munziro muma $5 pondo. Anokupfugamira gokusimukira gokusimudza agoita anything. Why would you go for a child? Why would you be a pedophile? Like, who does that?
For this case,
Maya vaka ngavatopiwa kana 55 years uri mukadzi akaita seasingazivi kuti mwana abuswa wochengeta kubva muna May. We are at the end of June right now and you did nothing about it. Who does that?
Akangokosherwa nekuti iye azorohwa. Asina kurohwa, tisiri kutoziva everything.
Hanzi, they are married. Hanzi is somebody boyfriend yake, they are married. Okay, this is pani pamwe futi pananda si. Hanzi, there's this part of the video that I was watching where she says, "Arkunzi munyaradzi wacho ari kupi zvikanzi handizive." To a person that you're married to. Hauna kana idea yekuti ari kupi. Kana kungotiwo anogona kunge ari kumba kwaMai John kana kuti kwa Petros.
That is a very lie.
It's a syndicate of idiotic people, stupid.
That's why there is more to this matter.
Ah.
Asi kuda kutaura hake nyaya dzake dzese uyu mukadzi or maybe the daughter is not biologically hers because
because
ari wako chaivo
variko
Ari
tendai
wako achidai.
variko. Do you know that there are people variko vakadzi vanoita zvinhu zvakadai vanowandisa. I remember another story yandakanzwa patilda show so yemwana aiti my father used to abuse me every night. Why? Because ndisi taishandiswa kuromba and mama knew and never did anything. Saka kuzosiya mumba kuzotobva pamba zvaro zvisingaiti ndakaita pamba pekutiza. Zvivindi zvine vakadzi zvekuzvarira varume kuti vaabuse vana. For what?
mari yacho unofana
Yanyanyokosheiko mari yacho yanyanyodiko.
nhasi nomuka wakagonya wakati zi
And I'm failing to understand it. I remember earlier, she's just 2 years. Kune 3 days. I remember futi mwenye inini zviri kuitika muno munyika ino I don't understand. You know,
the cases are on the rise Sisbe.
zviri kukura like
zvakatowanda
chandinotadza kunzwisisa hanti. I remember at some point Jackie Ngarande achiti, you know, in every family there's an abusive person. In every family there's a rapist. And people were just so negative about it. They couldn't believe it because like if family. And then stories started coming in, auntie. And going through those stories, I was abused by my mainini.
Yes.
Right now I don't want to see that mainini. Umwe kuzoti ndakabhuswa kana napamnini. Pane umwe akatondirwadza akati anzweni it was sekuru baba vaamai vangu. And you know, I told my gogo, I told my mother, I told the relatives and they did nothing.
Why?
Hanzi hazviite kusungisa sekuru. Umwe akati hanzi ndakasungisa ani here hanzi ndibaba vangu. I'm not sure. And after she had done that, the family vakatanga kumuvenga kuti wakasungisa munhu wemu
aiwaka Sisbe aungati hazviite kusungisa sekuru mwana uyu anozadzwa HPV anozadzwa HIV anogona kupiwa kana syphilis chaivo but moti hazviite kusungisa
hanzi
sekuru.
wakatosungisa.
Why?
Inini personally
Is he not a human being? But he
kuzvirwere
is abusing me maybe it's fine with
it's
you
okay
because
because hauziriwo
it's you.
waabuswa.
Yeah.
Vanhu pamwe hamunzwisisi the pain and trauma from abuse. Usati watombopiwa kana chirwere wanzo usati wafunga STI usati wafunga HIV usati wafunga anything. The fact chekuti someone has forced you to do something that you do not want means it's painful.
Yes.
It's whatever that you guys are going to do is going to be painful.
Imagine everything.
And the trauma of being forced to do is like kubirwa.
Yes.
Wabirwa is something that you can't get back. And because you're a family member, I should protect you for who?
Why should I protect you when you failed to protect me?
Hanzi na Yvonne Mashi, cases of child abuse are disturbing. It is said child protection protocols are not understood. It's very true. It's very true, Yvonne. Like, I feel like there is an element of ignorance. And it happens in this in this society, the amount of ignorance around child sexual abuse, auntie, it's disturbing. People take it lightly. Take for example, this woman. Message yauya wasenderwa video, wavura video, and your child is being abused in that video. And your comment is Kanoda shamu.
Uchirova pai.
Uchirova chii?
Uchirova pai kuti
Mwana ndiye akutoda shamu, iye ari kudyi.
Kwari kumudyisa wacho.
Kanoda shamu.
Anotoda shamu. Kuzi kamwana 2 years ana chaanoziva ana chaari kufunga.
Kanoda unoziva when I pandanzwa that comment ndaita hasha tendai I don't want to lie. Unoziva ndafila kamwe kahasha kekuti mukadzi if she was right next to me ndaimurova hangu ndainorara hangu ndoziva kuti kuri kutonhora but mucentral maindi nhasi maizoswera muneni mucentral because kanoda shamu kai kamwana kako 9 months. Guys, let's be realistic. Answer Yvonne, Mashi, not sure if it's poverty or a general self-hate that we have as a people. A lot needs to be done to safeguard our children. We are raising a traumatized generation. It's fact. It's a fact.
Ticharamba tine a cycle of violence. Mwana uyu akura achiabuswa ndika. Iye achiabusawo vake. Ivavo vachiabusawo.
And then we are going to give birth to a generation of disorientated, disturbed children, like traumatized, like you said. And most of Hilda and Komo is coming in saying most of the women are protecting their marriages by allowing their husbands to abuse their children while they are quiet. Why would
I
you?
wonder kuti chii
Ichiri marriage here.
kana kuti is it love here
Is
for the
love?
husband?
No, love.
What?
Love, auntie. Love is being able to differentiate right from wrong.
Yes.
What marriage are you protecting? There is no marriage. It means already. It's basically what we're saying is you're allowing your husband to cheat on you with your daughter. But hausi kuda kuti achite nemunhu wekunze. But it's okay kuti achite nemwana wako. What marriage? Ndakadzoka zvine basa renje watanga kudzoka here. And izvezvi mwana iyeye unozi anokura achifila chii about the mother. There are kids that grow up to hate children. Totanga kuti vana ava ye unotanda botso ye unoita sei ngaatande rohwa because uri mai benzi. Uri mai benzi. Uri mai benzi. Why would you? Naza, I feel like this woman for some reason if it was love, but love for who? How can you love a husband when you can give birth? How can you love a husband anoyenda? But you can't replace a child. You can replace a man, but you can never replace your child.
Yes.
Tendai nditendai. Zvauri izvozvi to your mother, she can never replace you. You can replace a man. Kunotobva John muchitokwira Inter Africa makananga. Muchitobva muInter Africa muchienda kuNtege. Emirates. Uchienda wakadaro kaenda takaenda. There are women like that.
Yes.
Women that have been married several times, but they have not sacrificed their children as sacrificial lambs.
No.
For the sake of a marriage. Already he's disrespecting that union by raping your child. He's disrespecting whatever you shared by taking advantage of the fruits of that marriage. When you're supposed to be the parent, you're supposed to be the spouse molding mana uyu.
Yes,
But ndiwo kucheka.
but she
Ndiwo urufana kumpa zvekudya. Ndiwo urufana kumuvhikira. But instead uri kutovhura nzira kuti magora apinde.
do whatever you want with my daughter. That's what she's doing right now, because akuna mai vakadai kutoti mwana uyu ambofare kuti mai vangu vauya kana muchisiya mwana wako achiitwa so.
You know, in the
okay with it.
In the video, auntie, she goes on to say, hey, anga achindi abuser and ndanga ndichiripota. Saka une maguts ekunoripota kurohwa kwako, but hauna maguts ekuripota sexual abuse yemwana wako. I don't even see a victim out of her.
Okay.
There is no victim out of her.
Sis auntie iye abuse wachiripota but
Hapana zvavaita.
okay, nyangwe dai asina kuenda kupolisi kwachona. Even if dai akangoenda kune mamwe madzimai kana that community, I tell you sis B, I tell you dai murume atori mujera.
Even community, kune ma social groups,
Yes.
kune ma child representing groups.
Imagine.
There are so many places that you can go in the case and event of child abuse or even mental abuse or even gender-based violence. And everyone knows that because it takes a trip on my Facebook. Most people are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are everywhere. We have this information. Why would you not use it?
Uyu akatopusa.
Anakupusa.
Akapusa.
Anoroya. Muroi. Anakupusa. Muroi. Anzi na Yvonne Mashi. It's fear of being left alone. Now asiwa aku complain about child abuse. Even as community, we need to step in. We cannot be quiet when children are being abused. I will not.
Sure.
This show is supposed to have like a fun comment, but I said no, this is an important issue. How can we be quiet? How can we sleep?
Can't.
No, if anyone knows where this Minyarazi of a guy is, please come through, because chaitirwa nasi nini chaitirwa iwewe.
Plus mwana wemumwe mwana wako.
And a rapist is a rapist. Don't even think
Azvichiji.
kuti because he has raped mwana weku next
Saka
door
zvatopera.
kwangu arape.
Achadzoka.
As long as kako kachingopfeka kari kamwana kanouyawo kachibatwa. Saka don't protect these perpetuators. Don't even protect them. Anzina Hilda Nkomo, I think most of the people need to be educated on what abuse is. They must speak out, report all those indications of sexual harassment. It's really said, what type of a husband to stay with? Better to be a single mother protecting my child.
Sure.
Exactly.
And for
There's
you-
nothing wrong with raising your child on your own. There is
Especially
nothing
for
wrong.
This lady, she has capacity because she works.
And then
She works. She has capacity.
At a personal level, at a personal level, Tendai.
dai murume uyu aishanda uyu aienda kubasa aimboswera pamba
Anoshanda. Hanzi she's a dealer. Vamwe vacho like some people are saying kuti it's something satanic, it has something to do with kuromba. Hazvina kuromba. Kune vanhu vangori mapedophiles. Kune vanhu vanongoita derive joy from sexually harassing and abusing children. And whether wakaromba kana kuti hauna enda unorombera kumusha kwako nevana vako. In fact, enda unozvirombera wega idya tsoka dzako, cheka tsoka. Cheka tsoka, bvisa ziso rako, bvisa gumbo rako, bvisa ziso rako. Why would you romba with my child? Why would you even romba with a child? Aita say.
Mwana mudiki akatumwa unzi ndotenga something kumakosa and then hanzvadzi yake akatumwa nenext dwand and then hanzvadzi yake akati hanzvadzi yangu iri kupi vanzi namutuma chichichi and then akabva atese
amutevera
akuona vanhu vakaunganira mwana uyo atsiwa nemota and mai vemwana uyu marektora vakazoita vakangomuviga mwana uyu and then vakamba vaenda
the pain of being a mother, of losing a child over someone that was just negligent.
Vakabva vaenda kunotsvaga mishonga and stuff. Umbva vaita sei the person responsible kutoma mwana akaviga vana vake vese
4 vangana. And I feel like that's how a mother is supposed to. I'm not saying react by going kunotsvaga mishonga auntie, but I'm saying kuti don't just sit. You can't sit over a video from May 27 to June to day 21, a video of child abuse.
3 weeks later mwana uyu zvakaitwa zvakafanana nokutongourayiwa akutoita ngechizombi mwana uyu because zvinhu zviri sensitive.
Plus unozoti mwana uyika the trauma that she's going to grow up, unoona mwana anokura achifunga kuti it's normal.
Yes.
At the age of 10, she'll be giving her body to others. Why? Because to her, it's what she will feel worthless. Auntie, she will feel worthless. You have ripped her of her pride. You have ripped her of who she is. And you have brought her into a system and taught her at a very tender, early age of who she's not ever supposed to be.
Plus, if there is a video, there's a chance now
she's going to be hunted. Zita rake raitotaurwa kunzi Leona.
Even vacho vari musociety vachati mamuzivi here ndiye kauya
Goreria baba vake.
Saka imagine kuti anofamba sei. How can she walk with pride muroad?
Pain yangu
How can
came.
she raise her head high?
Pain yangu came tendai when the lady said, Anzi anondi abuser and nothing happens. And when she saw the video, the video was taken by the husband, the supposed husband. Ndobva atumirwa directly. Wana kuitwa mzumzum kwakaitwa. Ndobva ati kanoda sham. Vakatoita a proper conversation, a proper long conversation with this guy after the video. Ovati hanzveni mai adeo vanditi ndikaratidza baba vake anotorwa. Which is better tendai? Kuti mwana aende kuna baba, kwaanonogara, ari safe, rather than having the child live in those harsh conditions. And even tisati tashika kwese koko, when we want to get back to tisati tashika sexual abuse, this child has been abused for the longest. Why? Yes. Because this lady says, Anzi was gender-based violence. He was violently abusing me, physically abusing me. That abuse already traumatized the kids.
Yes.
When you beat your spouse in front of your kids or around near your kids, you know what trauma? Vanotokura vane something. Miss something is you take something from every time you munorwa mumba, you take something from your child. Every time that you fight mumba, you take something from your child. Yes. And him beating her up was enough reason for her to leave. Tisati tashika pama sexual abuse, yes. It was enough reason for her to leave, but she chose to stay. Hold up. And after she stayed, her own child then was abused as well. And she did nothing. She only got to send that video kuna sisi vake after arowa zvekubuda ropa. Ndokubva asendra sisi vake achiti keep this. Keep for who?
Why should I
Keeping
keep it?
what?
Pane this documentary.
Yo.
So the sister is the one atozobudisa this video.
Because she's a mother, because she's a woman, she understands the implications. She understood
Yes.
the value. The I don't know. I don't know, guys. Please come through. We need to have a conversation about this because this is happening in our communities. This is just an example. This is just an illustration of what the things are happening. Kune variko vari kuitwa zvinhu zvakadai zvisiri kubuda pachena. Kune vana variko vari being abused. Vari kugara abusive homes, and we don't get to know it. And as a society, even when we know it, we don't think it's relevant or good enough for us to report it.
Okay, you guys, pane this documentary andakaona right. Ndiri kuSouth Africa. Baba vakati inini vana kune wanga nemwana tongoti she was 13. Vakati mwana wangu ndinoda kuisha the first man to sleep with her because achazoita sei achazongorara nevarume and stuff like anzi wadakabva achasei audza mama vake. Mama wake action yakatora yakandifadza akatomba vatosiya murume yeye vakatakura vana vavo vese vakaenda notsvaga kwekuino nogara vakatova kachimba chavo nezvimarata
Exactly. You protect. Even if my child is going to be sexually active later in her life, I don't get to have the right to rip it out from her or to steal it from her or to take it from her by force. Why? That's indecent. That incest.
What was that, a couch or what?
Pfungwa dzavo dzakadhanganyika murume akanga kudzoka achiti nditore mukadzi wangu
mukadzi upi hauna mukadzi. You ceased to be my husband when you were thinking about when you're thinking to do something gross like that. You ceased to be my husband when you were thinking to do something gross like that. Inini ndo zvandiri kutaura kuti munhu akangogara achingokurova musiye. Mumwe musi anokupotsa nedombo riya rikanorova mwana akafa. Wawina chi? Wawinei?
kekudenzwa nababa vake ndiko kamusikana unongoa kutotange like
and that's another thing. I'd like us to look at the fact Kuti, this lady was so scared. She was a single mother. She's not necessarily a single mother because she was married to this guy. She was so scared of losing the child that she allowed the child to be abused. It means that we need to look at the point when you guys break up. As a mother and as a father, when you break up, don't let it affect your child. Yes. Maintain a relationship that is healthy enough that when things go sour, you know you can rely on each other when it comes to taking care of the children. Meaning to say, relationship yake natawanda mskana oyu Natalie natawanda yanga isiri that because if it was that close, they would have come together. And she would not be scared to tell him so that they would come together to fight this monster. To fight this beast. Saka, it means good when you guys decide to marry or when you guys decide to make a child, remember it is a co-parenting thing. Yes. It is co-parenting. You work together and create a relationship to which if anything does happen to your child, you're able to stand together. Exactly. To stand in arms together and fight for that child. Society. We think because in the baby dead, in the baby mama wangu, putseke, ihure, ibenzi, ichi. This results in this as well. My dysfunctional families, with the rate of how divorce rates are going high, auntie. We're creating a lot of dysfunctional families. Yes. But I'm not saying don't get divorced. I'm saying it's your choice. But in the event that you do, remember the children and do whatever is best to make sure they are protected. The fact that you're separated doesn't mean you cannot protect them. You can always still protect your children in that separation. Because already, I believe and I will stand on the fact that that woman is stupid, she's crazy, she's idiotic, she's everything. And is exactly. But I would also like to say that the father is also to blame. It means he did not create an atmosphere that was free enough kuti mukadzi aite rely on him in terms of unongochiudzwa kunzi tone mwana nhasi ndichamtora chete mwana ndichamutora. That fear yekuti mwana uchamutora yauri kuimposa kuna mai ndo inoita kuti dzimwe nguri mwana akaabuswa, she can't say. Why? Because she wants to stay with the child.
But apa haisi mhosva kuti ndichamutora mwana, cause kana zvichizodai so hatitoti dai zveshuwa baba vakatora mwana wavo here. Hantinototi dai baba vakatokurumidza kutora,
dai vakatoendesa. Mai ava zvaifanira kutoita kutofona Tawanda, shamwari zvinhu zvakamira so, chimbouya ufana kugara nemwana. Kana munyaradzi achiziva kuti ndiri gentleman, ndiri rume chero rinorovana nevarume kwete vakadzi, aisimuka onorovana nemurume kwete mukadzi. Hanzi na Yvonne Machi. Thank you, Yvonne, for tuning in. Thank you so much, Hilda Ngomo. Please keep the comments coming in. Hanzi na kuda kwashe Gatsi Kamoto. This is heartless. This is hurtless. And I'm equally as angry as you are, Kuda. I'm equally as angry as you are. Please keep the comments coming in. Hansna Yvonne Mashi, we have seen videos of children being abused, being beaten on social media. People recording instead of protecting the child. Zvatawa se community pakaitika accident unomhanya kunotora foni usati wanzwa kuti munhu ari kufema here. Hanti zvatawa se community. We have built a society that says mwana ndewangu, hamundiudzire. I think society needs to be taught the dangers of abuse. The only problem is the most things are dysfunctional in Zimbabwe. So whatever mechanisms are available to deal with child abusers have loopholes. That is a fact. Society yese kuva kumusoro is very abusive in nature and has asserted one man for himself and God for us all, which is not supposed to happen. Kudhara taiziva kuti mwana anonzi everyone's child. Mwana wako akaita zvataitaura zvezvoti maive panexi anoti uya pano osimudza sketi yake okupukutira. But nowadays it's like ndewangu kana kuti ndewako, wangu harohwe, wangu hatukwe, wangu haitase. And that has left a lot of loopholes in our society. And not to talk about how the law is tiptoeing on these abusive issues. I remember last week futi pane mumwe futi akabuda chinzanzi akaabuse vana and he was missing and on the run. There was some guy sometime last week. This guy also abused someone who was young, at 12 years, I think 12 or 13 years old lady, young child, auntie, and he was on the run. And then akatombosungwa akabudiswa on bail. There is no bail for an abusive person. There is no bail for a sexual perpetrator. There is no bail. They cannot be bail. What bail? Who are you bailing for? I think we need to go back to the root of the laws of Zimbabwe. There should not be any bail. In fact, those people that skill should be invited. They should because the and I think where they have imposed this harsh harsh laws and whatever. Some things have not straight. I remember, I don't know if it's channel to bike nonzanzi munaka bano uraiwa. Vanhu vanotya kuba. Ndozviri kufanira kuitika panyaya dzema-abuses. Hakuna bail yekuti
it's a crime. It's a crime.
It's actually a crime kurova mwana according to human rights. According to human rights law, it's a crime kurova mwana. Imagine akuita sexual abuse that person. It's a crime. Saka iwo chimagine kuti kuzoita sexual abuse that person. The law is tiptoeing. Corruption, I think corruption ngaite kumwe, but kwete pama abusers. There are a lot, like when I was just going through this, after I listened to this, I went through a series of certain cases that I was just looking at. I was just passing because it was really disturbing to me. And I realized some of these people, because of influence, because of their level of money they have in the society, they've been let go. Unotopinda mujero obuditswa. Kana makakwanisa kusunga gumbu rakafiramo, sungai vava vafiremo.
So on this case, I was saying kuti pane corruption kuti maya vandu vane problem yekutoti pfungwa dzavo hadzina kutoita zvakanaka.
This is I think it's a circle of failure. When I say a circle of failure, I'm saying the mother was wrong.
The friend
tinototangira pamunya Munya was idiotic. He was stupid. He was crazy. He was,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, that guy is useless to the community. Then we go to the mother. That mother is useless. The most useless woman ever. Unreasonable. We go to the friend, my Adele. Iwewe, my Adele, if you're watching this show, if ever you get the chance to, you are a bad friend. You are an idiotic human. You are a representation of women. You are not even I can't call you a woman, because if you're a part of women, you would know how to feel it, how it feels to give birth. You'd
If
also
that was-
understand
if
how it
was-
feels when your child is being abused. The way you feel mwanoka karuwa nomwe munuka. Imagine akazo abuse. It's a circle. And even
was she going to keep the video?
even toto dzoga futi ka tototi iyoyo yacho ma lawmakers therapy, they should show themselves, they should do something. My lawmakers begin to change, because the rate of this abuse mabudira iri kuita nemaitiro ari kuita pakufana kuitwa something chinobata chinooneka to stop this.
This maid, I abuse someone. Parents anenge achishanda then vanosiya mwana maid uyu airova mwana zvezvozvo, kumusimudza umukandira pasi. Vabereki vake vaiti vakauya mwana anenge ari zii. Saka maparents akanotisa kuti there's something wrong, and then vakaisa macameras. Pavakazviona vakarwadziwa. Saka munhu haufaniri kuti wakaona zvakadai so zvichiitika kune
Wotanza anoda shamu. Anotoda shamu ndiwe. That woman, I tell like she's not close to me.
Imagine.
And I don't think kuti akaperera pakudyiswa chete mwana.
Maybe he even does worse.
And I'm actually of the mindset that this has been going on for quite a while.
Yes.
And I feel like anytime yekuti aigonoto bata mwana ma private pass anti mai vacho varipo vobva vati ona kari kusekerera. You know? It's possible. It's possible, because if it was the first time that he was abusing her, she shouldn't have said Kanoda Sham. She should have reacted the way any other parent would react.
Yes.
Whether you are scared of this person or not, whether you're being victimized or whatever, you should have reacted in a way that any other parent would have reacted. I need to go guys. I'm at a point where if they're saying kutorine machi over ika, honestly, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the community thinking and believing that chaitika kunexi do achitike mango, because mwana wa uyu abuse doesn't mean your child cannot be abused. And so if the laws are flaws, if there are flaws in the laws, if there are flaws in the justice system, it means kuti when it then happens to your child, and if we choose to ignore this as a community, as a society, then what are we standing for?
The abuser is in the community. The whole community is not safe.
But for me, that is my child.
Yes.
Anyone can see my child on the road and say, listen up, mwana, cross a road so. Saka iwewe kana ukasatadza kurosa wangu road just because ahazi wako pachada kucrossa road anoita se iwe usipo anocrosseswa nani. We have become a selfish generation. We have turned ourselves into we create fake families. Yekuti pa social media mnemchita na my cousins, but in reality we are snakes. Tiri tumbwa tusikata, tiri tunyoka tusingagone kubatsirana. Imagine my Adele kutoudza munhu kuti kutoiona video, and I bet you that woman went
from beginning to end.
I bet you that woman went into the streets and told others, imagine, instead of her going to the police, she went and badmouthed about the friend.
Yes.
Instead of telling the friend what to do the right thing, to help the friend in solidarity.
No wonder. Is it desperation of what?
He's a monster.
Anyone that is abusive has murume. You have ripped yourself of your manhood. A real man does not abuse. A real man is not abusive.
Now,
The
we
moment
have
you
to
become
remember
abusive,
this.
you are not a man. If you think being abusive makes you a man, it
It's
makes
not.
you nothing. You are not a man. The moment you begin to abuse, the moment you begin to be violent, the moment you begin to do the wrong things instead of right, you have ripped yourself of manhood. Ausisiri murume. Watopinda kana muligi ameno yechii
You see,
tinongokutowa mapapis murimo mapapi momo mumhuka ndo maunorarama munongoitwa zhingi zvanga because muvanhu chaimoka unofanira kuacta like a person kuvhunduka hane yako inofanira kurova vhudzi rinomira here.
wako because he agreed to marry the mother, saka mwana uyu anofanira awako ka. Unofanira kutomuona semwana wako. So how can you do that to your own child?
I don't know. Tendai, I'm failing for the lack of the right words to explain this, but it's painful, it's
Very
hurtful,
painful.
and I don't know. What would be your last parting words?
My parting words, Amai mwana, please,
Please.
please be human. Be human. Because you can't let your child be abused. Wotongochengeta video woti kanoda kurowa. Uda kukarova uchirova pai. Uri kutoti ka kuratidza kuti kadiki. So how do you indotonyatsozvishaya SSB? I don't know kuti chii chaizvo zvinoitwa namai ava, but mai ava friend yavo mese muri tuka. You are not fit to be called mothers. You are not, because you can't.
You're not fit to
you
be part of a
can't
society,
protect your own
of a
children.
civil
How
society.
can you then protect other person's child?
You are not fit to be part of a civil society.
Yes.
You belong in the cells. You belong mujeri. You should go there.
And then this man Munya, uyu ada kutosungiswa, honestly.
Haasi kuda kusungiswa. Ari kufanira kusungwa.
Yes.
Ari kufanira
Anofanira
kufira
kutosungiswa.
mujeri.
I don't know kuti ma
And I think-
organizations ano protect vana.
I think there should
Where are
be
they?
laws of kunonzi kucastrator.
Mm.
Kuchekwa katsingeka kukari kukufurira kuita zvisizvo. They should be castrated. Rapists should be castrated, especially those that are raping children. They should be castrated.
Because
What's the point of feeling wrong?
There's no enjoyment. Une mwana kamwana 2 years.
What would be your parting words, Rose?
Inangutongoti kune this guy uyafanira kusungwa and futhi ma-laws e-child abuse ari kufanira kuti sei afanira vanhu vafanira kumaziva, vanhu vafanira kumatya. Vanhu ngavasangofunge kuti sexual abuse ndo inoendesa mujeri chete.
But this is sexual again.
Zvese vanhu vafanira kuziva kuti zvinosungisa izvi. And kune mwana uyu I don't
There
think
should be
kuti-
justice for the kid.
Anzi
atofanira kutochengetwa mwana uyu.
Anofanira kutorwa even nema-social workers. Zvitori mani.
kurehab and stuff like that.
she needs to undergo counseling.
Yeah.
I know she's only 2 years old, but she needs to undergo counseling. Anzi na Yvonne Mashi, the abuser is always close to you. And in your home, even, we need to be vigilant. People must report such cases of violence. We cannot afford not to be observant. Vanama jewels that we must protect with all that we are. The future is now. We must protect our future. I think I totally, completely agree with you, Vaughn.
Yes.
We need to understand that we are living for the present, and the present is now, and the present is what makes the future, and the future is made by the now, and the now is your child. That 2-year-old is going to be a future tomorrow. That 5-year-old is going to be the future for tomorrow. And so if we don't protect them as parents, if we don't protect them as a society, we are indirectly destroying something yet to become. We are indirectly destroying something beautiful, something that might have been beautiful. And so it is important to understand that in the society that we're living in, any cases of abuse, whether in your home or outside your home, by your next door, next door, in the next village, you need to report it in whatever capacity that you have as a person, as a human being, as a member of your society. You should report any form of child abuse or any form of abuse whatsoever, be it gender-based violence, physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse rendered to any other human being, but most importantly, rendered to a child, because killing a child is killing the future, and you cannot afford to do that. And remember, here at Zimbabwe Daily and the Impromptu Show, we always say no to gender-based violence, no to Gukamakafela. Mental issues, mental health issues can be resolved without the use of drugs. And remember, register to vote. For me and the crew behind the scenes, it's bye for now.